Have you ever wondered how the simmering tension between the US and Iran reached its boiling point? Indeed, the intricate tapestry of conflict between these two nations is a complex one, woven with threads of political maneuvering, religious differences, and a quest for dominance in the Middle East. The seeds of discord were planted back in the late 70s. The Iranian Revolution of 1979, a seismic shift in the region's political landscape, was a significant starting point. This was followed by the hostage crisis that fueled the flames of animosity. As we fast forward to more recent times, the US's decision to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal added a new dimension to this already volatile relationship. This move was not taken lightly by Iran, and the subsequent imposition of sanctions by the US further strained their relationship. Yet these events were just the prelude to a much larger conflict. A conflict that would not only redefine the US-Iran relations, but also send shockwaves through the international community. But what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Let's delve into the chronology of events leading up to the strike. The timeline of events leading up to the strike is a complex weave of actions and reactions. Our story begins in the closing years of the second decade of the 21st century. In 2019 and 2020, rocket attacks on the US-led coalition in Iraq became a grimly familiar occurrence. These were not random acts of aggression, but calculated moves by Iranian-backed militia groups. The fallout was real and immediate, with the death of a contractor and injuries to a US service member and other contractors. These incidents were not taken lightly by then President Trump, who ordered retaliatory airstrikes against the militia group believed to be responsible. As we transitioned into a new year and a new administration, the situation did not ease. The early months of 2021 brought the same challenges, the same dangers. An attack in February echoed the incidents of the previous years. Once more, a rocket targeted the US-led coalition in northern Iraq, this time resulting in the death of another contractor and injuries to several more personnel. This was a significant test for the new commander-in-chief, President Biden. The question was not only how he would respond, but how his response would shape the future of this ongoing conflict. In the midst of these tensions, a pattern began to emerge. An Iranian-backed militia vehicle became a repeated aggressor, its presence a sign of impending attack. The US was not blind to this, nor was it unprepared. The decision was made to take action, to launch a self-defense strike against this vehicle and the personnel who operated it. The goal was not only to protect US forces, but to send a clear message to those who would threaten them. This brings us to the day of the strike, a day that marked a significant chapter in the US-Iran conflict. On the fateful day, a US warplane soared in the Iraqi sky, its target, an Iranian-backed militia vehicle. The hum of the engines echoed across the vast desert, a chilling prelude to the impending strike. The aircraft, an embodiment of a nation's resolve, was on a mission to neutralize a persistent threat. The warplane locked onto its target. A vehicle, nondescript but for its deadly occupants, Iranian-backed militiamen. These men had been a thorn in the side of peace, their actions a constant reminder of the brewing conflict. The strike was to be a necessary reaction, a self-defense measure against the continued aggression and provocations by these forces. On that day, the warplane's payload found its mark. The impact was instantaneous and devastating, snuffing out the lives of many militiamen in one fell swoop. The strike was precise, calculated, a testament to the sophistication of modern warfare. Yet the strike was more than a mere military action. It was a statement, a bold declaration of the lengths to which a nation would go to protect its interests and its people. This strike was not just a military action, but also a strong political statement. The US-Iran conflict is not just about a series of strikes and retaliations. It's more complex and layered than that. This conflict is a chess game on a global scale, with each move carrying far-reaching implications not just for the key players, but for the world at large. The recent strike in Iraq, where a US warplane targeted and eliminated multiple Iranian-backed militiamen, is an illustration of the ongoing and escalating nature of this conflict. It's not just about the immediate effect of the strike, but also about the potential ripple effects it sends through the international community. In this geopolitical dance, every action has a reaction. Every move has a countermove. The strike in Iraq was not just a moment in time, but a link in a chain of events that continues to unspool. The US and Iran, two formidable powers, continue to lock horns, their actions reverberating across the globe. This conflict isn't confined to a single geographical location or a specific point in time. It's a complex, ongoing narrative with global repercussions. As we continue to observe the unfolding events, one thing remains clear: the US-Iran conflict is far from over.